everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. We are outside Stamford Bridge and we've just beaten Newcastle 1-0 in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Charlie, I sat next to you, me, you, Lucas, me, you, Lewis and Nina were there for that game. First game we've ever been to all together, and you know what? It was so pleasant to spend it together and actually get a result, because majority of the time it was just us sitting there criticising what we were seeing. But at the end of the day, as we say many times, it doesn't matter how you do it, just that you do it.
Mate, absolutely. You know, like, I can't come here on this after the game. We've made it through to the semi-finals. We've scored in the last one. We've won on penalties, scored all 5 of them, and be disappointed or talk negatively about the performance. Yes, you know, for much of the game, it was one of them where it was just a typical Chelsea performance, one we've seen so many times before. We make an individual mistake, we give a goal away, and then we dominate pretty much the majority of the game. We create a few chances, we can't score, and you're just thinking, yeah, this is just another one of them days. But for whatever reason, mate, we capitalised on a mistake from Trippier. Mudryk is a great first-time finish, absolutely delighted for the kid, and then that really gave us some momentum. Newcastle, I think, were a bit deflated by that. They were 2 minutes away from getting through, and then the penalties, we scored them all. But as you said, mate, the cup is all about getting through. It's knockout football. Nothing else matters. And no one gives a fuck how well you play in these cup games, as long as you get through. And that's what we did, mate. We showed a bit of fighting spirit. We showed some ball in the shootout, and hopefully this can be one of those games where, you know, it could be a potential turning point for us. It's 2 wins in a row now. We've got Wolves on Sunday, but yeah, this game was like, look, I'm not really going to look too much into the performance, because the cup's about getting through. Yeah, there's a few things I'm looking at and I'm thinking, do you know what, there's a few perhaps concerns, a few basics that maybe need to improve, but ultimately here he is.
Oh, Ricky, we got the part-time fan cam, man.
In the shorts in December.
Always in the shorts, always in the shorts. You know that, son.
Well, Ricky, you had your 2 cents.
I got thrown out the second half, so I don't know.
What?
Oh. Yeah, that's another story.
Why'd you get thrown out? No. Come on, Ricky.
No, I got thrown out the second half.
Why did you get thrown out?
I don't know why I got thrown out. My language or something like that. I don't know. Talk to him,
Ricky. Yeah. It is, mate, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, cup's about going through, as you said. As I was saying, you know, a few little things that I'm seeing that have appeared in games. I'm thinking, we need to get on top of this. It's the same things keep happening in multiple games, but I can't be too critical tonight. Yes, you know, the fullbacks in the first half, it wasn't great. Obviously, Enzo going off after 20-25 minutes because he was ill. Apparently, he was feeling sick before the game. They took a chance on it. It didn't work out. That's just kind of how it goes. Apparently, Managerial was feeling a little bit ill as well. Maybe that's why he made the mistake, but we are just making stupid mistakes, like at the back still. It's frustrating, isn't it? Like when you make mistakes, like, 'cause that could have cost us the game tonight, and we dominated that game. If I'm being brutally honest, we dominated that game.
So then, why is Pochettino still being criticised? Because, well, I'm not saying that from the fan camps, but I'm saying that because I was sitting next to you, Nina, and Lewis. That was the guy we were criticising. We were criticising Pochettino.
I wasn't.
Well, okay, Lewis was, for example.
Yeah, but look, for me, it's difficult. Like, what are you supposed to do as a manager? Like, when you got defenders making fucking mistakes like that.
Well, then the argument is, why are you starting in them, and why are you playing in the wrong position?
Well, Badiashile playing at centre back.
No, Colwell playing at left back.
All right, yeah, you could have played Martin, but we knew Cole was going to play. We knew he's not really cut out for left back.
And Disassi playing at right back.
Well, yeah, but Gusto obviously wasn't fit. Gusto come on, he did really well when he came on. Like, I can understand frustrations, but we're not just nitpicking a little bit here. Like, all right, I fully understand the Martin thing.
That's my job, mate. I'm supposed to ask you.
I'm listening to you, but you know what I mean? I'm saying, like, Martin could have started, right? Fine, I fully appreciate that, but he obviously clearly doesn't trust him, or he doesn't think he's as good an option in that position, right? You have to trust the manager on that, whether we think it's right or wrong or not. The manager's sticking by what he thinks is right. I don't particularly like it, but that's my opinion. He's got his opinion. We won tonight, so it doesn't really matter that much. But obviously Colwell went off he wasn't moving that well. I don't know if it's an injury or whatever it is, but Enzo ill, Colwell off with an injury. It's just things that you just don't need, basically. But look, apart from those things, I don't agree with Enzo Fernandez in the 10. I know we only saw it for 25 minutes. Gallagher actually was all right in the pivot again. I thought he had a fantastic game again tonight. And all this talk of selling him it just gets more stupid by every game that passes by. But I'm not liking the fact that he's reverted back to that Enzo in the 10 Gallagher and the pivot thing that we saw earlier on in the season that just wasn't working. I don't know why he's reverting back to that. Love to know the reasons, but look, mate, we deserved it. And do you know what? The subs made a big difference tonight. Great to see Nkunku's debut, and then Mudryk and Martin, when they come on, made a difference. You know what? I'm delighted for Mudryk because he gets a lot of stick. I've stood up for this boy since day one. I think his work rate's phenomenal. I think he's got great ability. He's a likeable kid. He works hard. He gets his head down. Yes, he's going to make mistakes. He's one of those players that excites you, gets you off your seat. You don't quite know what you're going to get from him, and he deserves that goal tonight. A good finish. You know, Trippier obviously makes the mistake, but it's a good finish, running onto it first time into the corner, and he takes a great penalty as well. That can be a big boost, and I'm delighted for him because too many people are just saying that this guy's shit and it's not right and it's not fair, because he's not. He's a lot better than people make him out to be. I believed in this guy from day one, and I'll continue to stick by him because there is talent and ability there, and you know, he deserves the backing, he deserves his play. Sterling was shite tonight. Fucking bollocks again. Like, how many more times do you have to say it? Like, he was shit tonight. You know, for me, Mudryk has to start the next game, but I'm delighted for him on a personal level because he deserves that. He deserves it.
100%. I mean, but what about Jackson? Because it's quite clear for those who have watched most games this season that he's more comfortable playing out wide as a winger than he is up front.
Well, yeah, it does look like that to a degree. He's obviously our top scorer this season. Maybe that reflects more badly on us than it praise on him. But, you know, he's still the top scorer this season. I didn't really understand why Broja was playing wide when he came on. I know they were kind of alternating a little bit, but I would have thought it would have been better to put Jackson out there. But look, these are just small things that, you know, we're not... I mean, I don't really give a fuck about that right now because we're in the semi-finals of the cup. Like, going forwards, I get it. You know, it could be a potential issue, but you know, it is what it is at this point in time. You know, I don't want to say we got away with it tonight. We got what we deserved, I think, and that was a goal. We deserved a goal from our performance, and we got it right at the end. And the penalties made. Do you know what's mad? Like, we create these chances in open play. We can't put away easy chances. Yet we can step up under big pressure in front of the Newcastle fans, and we can take 5 fucking good penalties and score all of them. Like, this team, like, stresses you out. You know, you just don't know what you're going to get from it. You know, we could have missed all our pens tonight, or we could have scored all of them like we did. But ultimately, mate, this is massive for a young team, mate. Big atmosphere, big relief at full time, massive. That's probably the best atmosphere at the Bridge this season. Probably the best atmosphere in a long time as well. A lot of these players weren't seen the ground like that, and this could be a really big turning point. I don't care what people say about this cup. This is a fucking important cup. It's a piece of domestic silverware. It's a trophy. We need trophies. We're playing for 2 cups this season. We absolutely fucking need this, and it matters, and it's important. So, like, you know, I don't buy into this. Oh, it's a Mickey Mouse Cup, mate. A cup's a cup at the end of the day. We want to win. We want to win trophies. We want to get our hands on stuff. It breeds a winning mentality. It's an opportunity for a first trophy in England for Poch, a first trophy for this ownership, and a first trophy for this group of players. It absolutely is fucking important. So don't let anyone try and tell you that Carabao Cup's not important, because it absolutely is.
Well, especially considering last season we won absolutely nothing.
Exactly, mate. From fuck all last year. I mean, we're not used to that. Like, you know, this is important, this cup. You know, I don't care if people want to laugh about me in the comments or whatever. This is an important cup. It's massive for this club. It's massive for this group of players, and we're now one step closer. We're one step closer. It's what, Middlesbrough, Fulham, and us in the last 4, and then Liverpool or West Ham going through tomorrow night. That really opens up. You would have to fancy us. And, you know, I said at the start of the season I want a domestic cup and, you know, top 5 in the league. We are getting a step closer to the cup, but what really impressed me tonight was we didn't give up. We kept going right until the final minute. Never say die attitude, you know, which seems to be developing amongst the group. We've seen it at times this season. We saw it against Man City to come back, and we saw it in this game as well. So I think there's definitely positives we can take forward, but there's obviously still fundamental basics that aren't quite right in this team.
100%. But the thing is, I don't think the mentality in terms of the fighting spirit was ever bad. I think we were always a team this season that was fighting for points, that were fighting to try and get results. We just lack quality, and you know, we can criticise Poch all we want for some of the in-game management decisions. I'm not saying he was perfect every game, but you need better players to win every single game, and for fans to set the standard that that's what you need to do, like some people are, and I'm not singling anyone out, but generally speaking that's why there's a divide because of Poch. I think it's unfair, but if we do get the players in January, and we're not going to get all of them, but what players do we need, and what can we expect if we do sign the right profile of player for this team?
think just a big improvement. Experience, leadership, quality. We know what we need. We need a striker. If we can do that, fantastic. I think that makes a massive difference. Maybe a midfield player potentially if he feels he needs one. Maybe a left back. If Martin goes, Cucurella injured, Chilwell can't keep himself fit. So maybe those players. But I just think it will make a massive difference. It gives a big boost for the second half of the season. I honestly think, mate, if we had someone like an Ivan Toney from the start of this season, we'd be in the top 5, top 6. The amount of chances we've created in games and missed that have cost us matches is just ridiculous. Like, this team is not great, but I honestly feel like with an elite forward at the top end of the pitch, it would be looking a lot better than it currently is right now. And I understand people get frustrated at a manager, because the manager's the only thing that you can really affect. These players aren't going anywhere, and these owners aren't going anywhere. So the manager's the only thing you maybe have any sort of control over. And you could argue, should he be doing with this better with this group of players? Maybe, but it's fucking hard to get a tune out of a load of young players all at once. I know that's his job, but it's difficult. The squad has been built in an opposite way you'd want the squad to be built, in terms of you normally want a load of experienced players with quality, and then you try and blood in 2 or 3 youngsters with it. We've got the other way around. We've got 2 or 3 experienced players, and then we're trying to develop a whole 6 or 7 youngsters all at the fucking same time. It's not an easy task, so I don't envy him. Yes, I've criticised him at times because I think there's things that he's not done well enough and things that he needs to improve on. But ultimately, I've always said, mate, win, get results, and this is bigger than a managerial problem, and it always has been for me. So I'm delighted for the manager tonight as well, because I think a lot of people lose their shit too quickly and are too impatient, and not a very attractive sense of entitlement and arrogance that because we're Chelsea, because we've done what we've done over the last 20 years, that we should be able to win instantly. Football's not the same anymore. We haven't got a squad that's capable of winning right now. We have to have some patience. It's as simple as that. And whether people want to have their patience or not, whether people want to throw their toys at the pram at the manager, that's up to them. But you've got to be real and look at it in a realistic way. And right now, mate, this team and this squad is where it deserves to be, because that's how good we are right now. But we're trying to improve, and this is a massive step forward tonight.
And we talk about spending money, signing the right players. Newcastle are spending money. Aston Villa are spending money. More teams than ever are spending money.
Spending money's not enough. You've got to have a good recruitment plan. You've got to get the right players in, and you've got to provide the right environment and the right culture for them to be able to develop to the best of their nature. And I think you can probably question whether we've got the right environment, whether we've got the right recruitment, whether we're signing the right players. You can definitely throw those questions out there. But look, we're through to the semi-finals tonight. Absolutely delighted. Absolutely delighted. It means we've got 2 more games in January, so we've got 5 games now rather than 3. It's good for us. It's more games, good for the fans, good for the channel, good for content and all that sort of thing. And we deserve it, mate. We deserve it, because too many times this season we've not had enough luck in games. And I don't want to say we've had luck, but you keep going to the end, you get your rewards, and that's exactly what we got tonight. And I'm delighted for this group, and I'm delighted for the manager.
But also it comes back to it, if you're good enough, you make your own luck.
Exactly, mate. And too many times, mate, we've been on the wrong side of fine margins. Tonight we're on the right side of it, and we made our own luck tonight, and we grabbed it with both hands and made the most of the opportunity. So yeah, fantastic tonight. I'm delighted with the performance. I'm delighted with the performance. I'm delighted with the attitude shown, the fight shown, never giving up. Really pleased with all of that stuff. On to the semi-finals, and who knows, it could be going back to Wembley.